So how much has your auto insurance increased the last 12 months? How much? Have you sat there and said, why the hell is our auto insurance going so much? There's millions of people that feel like you do, but there's a reason for it. An article came up from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showing inflation is at 3.5%, but what has increased and decreased on the stuff that we buy on a regular basis, at the top of the charts, the last 12 months, nothing has increased more in pricing than auto insurance. Look at the number, 22.2%. Then it's rent, 5.7%. Then it's housing, restaurant meals, personal care, earnings, transportation, boom. Actual overall inflation. Household energy is below inflation. Education, alcohol, medical care, recreation. You see the products there, gasoline, grocery, college tuition, prescription drugs, clothing. Then what has actually decreased in pricing? New vehicles, electronics, hotel rooms, used vehicles, school books and supplies, furniture, appliances, airfare, toys, rental cars. But you sit there and say, why the hell has my auto insurance gone up 22%? You will not believe the reason for it. And by the way, a lot of you are saying, all these auto insurance companies are making so much money off of me. The truth is that auto insurers lost 12 cents for every premium dollar in 2022. This is the worst in 20 years. Meanwhile, you, me, the customer satisfaction is by far the worst it's been with auto insurance, the lowest in the last 2 decades. All of this can be answered based on some research that we got here for you. Okay, so if you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. So a couple things. When we were looking at this, we're like, okay, what would cause the prices to go up? Because 22% the last 12 months, how much has it increased the last 4 years, right? Maybe it's a really big number. The last 4 years since 2020, it's only increased by 46%. It's the last 12 months that's increased 22%. So what's causing it? Is it the fact that car prices have gone up dramatically in the last 4 years? Well, if you look at new car prices, it's only gone up 11.7% the last 4 years. However, used car prices have gone up 37% the last 4 years. So then we said maybe it's repairs that's causing the price of auto insurance to go up the way it is. And here's what the numbers look like. The cost of repairing vehicles has increased by 11.6% over the last year, contributing to higher insurance premiums. Okay, 11.6%, still 22%. It's like it would have said cost of replacement or fixing your car has increased 23%. Then your premium is increasing 22% because you want your auto insurance to make money, because if they don't, they're shutting down and they're leaving states, just like Geico decided to shut down all their offices. I think it was like 40 offices in the state of California. We're gone. The people that own insurance, but Geico was like, wait a minute, don't leave. We don't hate you. Geico's like, listen, man, if we don't make money, we're leaving your state. We're out. They shut it down in California. So trust me, you want your auto insurance to make money as well. Okay. Repairing vehicles, 11.6%. Annual repair costs increase shifted between 3.5% to 5% pre-pandemic to over 10% during 2022. So maybe we can say, yeah, it's not normal for it to increase that much. The average repair estimates reaching $4,721. That's a lot of money right there. So we said, okay, why don't we look at the last 4 years to see how much repair has increased? If you look at this, from 2020 till now, it has increased 35%. Okay, but still, 35% is less than what? 46%. Auto insurance still outpacing repairs by 11%. But this next stat is going to get you thinking, because it's absolutely crazy when you see this here. According to a Forbes advisor, an increase in auto theft, car theft rates rose sharply in 2023. How much? In an analysis of data from 34 U.S. cities, the Council on Criminal Justice found that motor vehicle theft jumped 29% last year and has more than doubled since 2019. Auto theft? Yes. Check this out. So 29% is based on 34 cities, but what does it look like in America? Watch this here. Motor vehicle thefts are up about 34% during the first half of 2023 compared to the same time frame last year. Ready? 104% higher than the same period in 2019, the year before pandemic. But this is some data I'm giving to you here, so stick around. Let me get this straight. 2019 to the first half of 2023, 104% more theft, auto theft, than we did during that period. What happened? We're not on lockdown right now. Why are we still experiencing this? He continues. And the person that said this is Ernesto Lopez, who co-authored the Council on Criminal Justice Crime Trends Report. Here's the next one. Approximately one motor vehicle is stolen every 32 seconds, which adds up to more than 1 million vehicles stolen last year. That's the CEO of the National Insurance Crime Bureau. And here's the data for you. Change in the select type criminal offenses from 2022 to 2023. Ready? What's decreased is homicide by 9.4%. Gun assault, decrease, 5.6. Non-residential larceny, residential burglary, robbery, aggravated assault, all down. Domestic violence up, drug offenses up, but look at motor vehicle theft, up 33.5%. Now we know why this is happening. So when you see a number like this, 33.5% in those 30 cities it talks about, I want to know which states this is increasing in the most when it comes down to theft. So number one, biggest increase from 2022 to 2023. Number one, DC, 64% increase. Maryland, 63% increase. Connecticut, 33%. Nevada, 18%. Massachusetts, 16%. The largest increase in all of America was Washington, Arlington, Alexandria metro area, 52% increase is what they're talking about. You know what the lowest increase was, which is actually decrease, minus 22%? Denver, Aurora, Lakewood area. And then if you look at another one that's highest, San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Dallas-Fort Worth, San Francisco is up 28%, Philadelphia is up 19%, and even Dallas is up 13%. But you think those numbers are big? Wait till you give me the craziest one. 7 cities had over 100% compared to last year. One of them, Rochester, New York, had the highest increase of theft with a spike up. Ready? 355% is what they had. 355%. Now, some people are saying, well, are you following the Kia Boys thing with these TikTok guys that were making videos talking about how easy it is with a screwdriver and this to steal a Kia? Wait till you find this story. This continues. So now, if we look at the top 10 states for auto theft, period, number 1 is California, 208,000. 2 is Texas, 3 Florida, Washington, Illinois, Colorado, New York, Ohio, Georgia, Missouri in the top 10. So then my concern was, okay, listen, how many people in America drive without an auto insurance policy, and what states have the highest? The number is 13% of drivers in America drive around uninsured. This is what it means. So if you see 9 cars out there, 1 out of 9 cars, if they hit you, there's a 13% chance that person doesn't have an insurance policy, which means they're going to run off. I remember one time I'm driving on the 405 freeway in LA in my Mitsubishi Eclipse. Guy hits me and he gets out. We don't know whose fault it is because it's kind of like both of us are trying to go into the lane. The guy gets out saying, hey man, look, whatever you do, I don't have any insurance. I don't want the cops coming here. What can I give you? I don't want to do anything. Can you just not call the cops? I just need to go to work. I don't want anybody. I'm like, wait, relax. I mean, absolutely losing his mind. In the middle of the 405, you know which part? When the 405 goes into 101 or continues, go to the 405. He gets out, he runs off. And there's traffic because I'm going to downtown in the morning, so traffic wasn't very good at the time. But anyways, there's some people that you hit that don't have insurance. They don't want you to call the police. They don't know how to pay you. They want to get out and leave. So 13% don't have it. And this range is from 3% in Jersey, the lowest, which means 97% of people in Jersey have auto insurance. Interesting. Mississippi, 30%. Only have auto insurance. The other 70% drivers don't have auto insurance. 3 out of 10 drivers in Mississippi. Go get auto insurance, folks in Mississippi watching this. Now, some people may say, listen, cost of living, people are not making money, economy's not good in Mississippi, that's what's going on, but that's the number. Watch this. The highest number of uninsured drivers at the top is Mississippi, then Michigan, then Tennessee, New Mexico, Washington, Florida. 1 out of 5 drivers in Florida don't have auto insurance. Then it's Alabama, Arkansas, D.C., California, Rhode Island, Missouri, Colorado, Alaska, Indiana. Now, if you want to find out which ones do have, obviously we know Jersey is 3%, Massachusetts 3.5%, New York 96% of drivers in New York have auto insurance. Then Maine, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Utah, Carolina, Dakota. 92% of drivers in Texas have auto insurance. Then you have Delaware. So then we say, let's break down fatalities with driving. Does that increase? Has something happened to it? And here's what the number looks like. This is a report from NHTSA, yearly traffic fatalities from 2018 to 2022. Look at 2018, 36,835. 2019 actually dropped, 36,355. During COVID, it increased to 38,000. Next year, it increased to 42,939, then 42,795. Then last year, in 2023, was 42,514. But if we take 2019, which is 36,355, and we compare it to last year's 42,514, do you know the number of fatalities in 4 years has increased 17%? Why would it increase in 17%? Population hasn't increased in 17%. So why would it increase in 4 years? Is it because of texting? Did we become worse drivers during COVID? What happened? I don't know. All I know is we have a 17% of traffic fatalities in 4 years. So now at the end of the day, you want your business owners to stick around. Trust me, you want these businesses to make money. They don't make money, they leave. If they leave, there's no auto insurance for you. You get into an accident, somebody dings your car, somebody hits the side or re-rents you, $6,000. They don't have auto insurance. They drive up. They're like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. You don't have somebody. Your insurance is going to have to pay for that. They may go to jail, but they don't have money to pay for it. Like, okay, sue me, I have nothing. If I had money, I'd have auto insurance, right? Watch this here. How much have insurers lost year over year? This report shows from 2011 to 2022. In 2011 was $117 billion. Look at 2020, COVID. But you go year before is what? 184. How much they lost? COVID, we drive less, so $160 billion. Even though we drive less, remember that data with more people dying, fatalities, it increases. Then next year we drive a little bit more. They lost $197 billion. But look at from 2021 to 2022. From 2021 to 2022, they went from 196 to $243 billion in losses. You know what that increase is? 23%. You know what the increase is from 2022 to 2023? 22%. They're not even making money, even after they increase your premium for auto insurance. Think about that. So remember when I told you I'm going to get back to the Kia Boys story, what they did with teaching you how to go rob Kias on TikTok? Watch this. If you own a Kia, you may find that you cannot insure your car at all. Matter of fact, Progressive, State Farm, and Allstate all announced earlier this year that they would not write policies for certain Kia and Hyundai models because of the increased theft risk they pose. Kia Boys showed people how to steal Kias on TikTok, and it went viral, and now insurance companies are saying, man, some of these kids we're just not going to insure because they're stealing them left and right. Some people may say, look, maybe it's because we're not training our kids enough or drivers enough. They just don't know what the hell they're doing. Or maybe you even got your license, like, I sucked, and the guy still said you passed, right? Like, I don't know if I should be driving. I remember one time I went to the DMV in California. I'm like, listen, man, trying to get my motorcycle license, and I don't have a motorcycle. What do we do? The guy's like, okay, I like you. Don't worry about taking a test here. Just go take this over there. I'm like, you're serious? Like, boom, go. What are you talking about? DMV. So there's sometimes that people get certain, they should not get that license, but it happens in many cases, right? So what does this mean? Watch this. In Germany, you know how they say in Germany, cars drive 200 miles an hour in the freeway on the Autobahn, right? It is so scary in the Autobahn. But to get a license in Germany, you're required to take tons of driving lessons, including several where you're taken on the actual Autobahn and put into real high-speed traffic. Drivers must receive basic first aid training, and you have an incredibly difficult multiple choice exam and the road test. All of this can take up to 6 months to finish up. If it's all done successfully, it could cost you over $2,000, and if you want to drive in Germany, you need to be dedicated, which makes for better drivers. And better drivers means fewer accidents. Fewer accidents means fewer deaths. Germany has far fewer motor vehicle-related fatalities per 100,000 than the U.S. So maybe our drivers absolutely suck. Just maybe. So just for shits and giggles, we were bored. We're like, listen, why don't we figure out what is the worst road or mile in America to drive? That's just like the most unsafest place in America. Is it in California? Is it in LA? It's got to be 405 freeway, right? So it's got to be Texas, because drivers in Texas. No, it's probably Chicago. No, it's got to be New York. No, people don't drive it. You know where it's at? The deadliest single mile in the entire United States is a 1 mile section of the I-95 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's a half a mile from here. Literally. This section of the I-95 is the deadliest mile in the U.S. From 2000 and 2019, 23 fatal crashes and 24 deaths occurred on this 1 mile stretch of the highway. To put this into context, during the same time period, there was an average of 0.479 fatal crashes per mile over the entire United Primary Road System. This stretch of I-95 saw nearly 50 times the number of fatal crashes than the average highway mile. In fact, if you were to drive through it at 60 miles per hour, you would pass the site of a fatal crash every 2.6 seconds. So you're watching the same pattern. I mean, give me a break. Are you trying to scare the crap out of me? I'm trying to figure out a way how I can lower my auto insurance. 22.2%. I want to lower it. What can I do? I got a few different things based on this article, and I'll give you a couple more. Here's some ways people lower their auto insurance. 45% of people are doing nothing. 12.76% are increasing their deductible to lower it. 12.3% are lowering coverage limits. 10% switch insurance. 7% remove driver from policy. 5% drop full coverage. 3.67% do it other way. 3% just purely cancel the whole thing. There's a couple of companies that you do it with where, let's just say you have a bad driving record, but you allow them to put this tracker in your car where you're driving, and it monitors how you're driving. That allows the company to lower your premium because they're trusting what you're doing. Another one is finding ways to drive less. Everything I do here is within a 2-mile radius, pretty much. You have to drive less. That gives you fewer chances. Nowadays, they're asking, how far is your workplace from home? How many miles do you drive a day? All this stuff has increased chance of things happening to you. And the other one is just all of us are glued to this while we're driving. Maybe you can just lower that and pay attention to lower your, actually drive speed limits so you can lower the chance so you can see what's going on with the road. But anyways, saw a lot of people trashing auto insurance companies. This is the one situation where maybe we got to sit there and kind of realize why they're going through this. These insurance companies are paying a lot of claims, and there's a reason why they're having increased, because what's worse than auto insurance companies increasing their premium and not making profit is just saying, we are leaving your state. Excuse us, we can't make you happy. We're going out of this state. We will never come back here again unless if we can make some money. Anyways, if you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now, on a complete different note, if you see how some of these companies are being bullied by BlackRock and some of these other big money companies, they target certain states. This is a story about how potentially, allegedly, BlackRock targeted Florida to cause some insurance companies to decide to leave Florida. If you've never seen it, click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.